Hello, it's Lord Slar here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new released First Doctor Adventures Volume 1, starring David Bradley as the First Doctor and including an entirely recast TARDIS team for the First Doctor, but playing the same characters that appeared in his first season. On this front, I must say Bradley, despite a few duff moments, puts in an amazing performance and really sells the fact that he is the First Doctor despite not being Hartnell, and thankfully, unlike how the Christmas special inaccurately portrayed him as a sexist, he's his usual self in this one. As for the rest of the cast, well, it took me an episode or two to get used to, but once you do, you'll find yourself very much enjoying them, as they do a great job of playing the roles and are quite energetic about it. With that out of the way, let's discuss the first story of the set in depth, which is The Destination Wars. The Destination Wars starts off the new direction for the First Doctor range in as good a way as you could hope for. Matt Fitton crafts a very engaging world, and one that had me interested from start to finish, which is superb as that's exactly what the Hartnell era was best at, so it lends an air of authenticity. I was worried these new audios might lose because of the changed cast. James Dreyfus plays a brilliant master. He's dastardly but also charming, and most importantly he can be menacing when he wants to be, and he's got a lovely voice. I really can't wait to see this master again, as he really had me captivated. It was a brilliant first appearance. His plan was also a very good one too, better than most plans the master seems to have as a matter of fact, which had me very interested in the plot, which honestly had so much potential they could have made this story even better if it was 6 parts. My only real complaints lie in the fact that we don't get to see much of the war-torn version of Destination, and we don't get to learn much about the alien creatures in the story either, which makes it feel a tad undeveloped. I know it's a bit of a nitpick, but I do feel like the story would have been made better if we'd gotten to know a little more about these two things. Overall, The Destination Wars is a brilliant story, and it starts off this bold new direction for the First Doctor audio range in a spectacular way. While it isn't perfect, and perhaps doesn't reach the levels of some of the absolutely outstanding First Doctor audios we've seen previously, it gives it a damn good try. I give this story a 9 out of 10. In the Big Finish Doctor Who range, there are precious few pure historicals that can be found, but those that are there are of exceedingly high quality, with releases such as Farewell Great Macedon and the Council of Nicaea impressing me immensely. However, this is unfortunately untrue of the Great White Hurricane. So this story takes place in New York in 1888 when a huge ice storm hit the east coast of America, killing many people. Sounds like a good backdrop for some gripping historical drama, right? Well, it certainly doesn't translate to that in this instance. The story is often very plodding, with heavy amounts of exposition giving people's backstories in scenes that last minutes. Instead of being gripping historical drama, it feels more like a New York soap opera set in the past. The storm really didn't have that much of a presence in the story anyway. Yes, it was there, and yes, it caused a few problems, but seldom did it actually feel like the main characters were in any trouble because of it. However, having said all that, the story is still enjoyable. The characters are mostly well-rounded, and the First Doctor especially is thoroughly enjoyable throughout the story. I just wish there'd been a little more threat and a little more tension, as without it, it kind of sunk into soap opera territory unfortunately, at least in my opinion. To summarise, while I have been rather negative about this story in this review, it's far from bad, and I did have a decent time listening to it. It's just such a shame it's direly lacking in a few areas, which could have made this mediocre story into a truly great one had they been done better. I give The Great White Hurricane a 6 out of 10. To conclude on the set as a whole, it's a pretty strong start to the new style of First Doctor adventures, and as a fanatical fan of the First Doctor audios, it certainly gets my seal of approval. I'd certainly recommend the set to anyone who is a fan of First Doctor stories. That's all for now, and I'll see you back next time in another video.